today we're going to do a little bit of live options trading in my personal account here on Lyra. I'm going to show you exactly how I fixed this mess. This is a bit crazy, by the way. If you saw my previous video, I talked about how to earn a full-time income on a small account options trading and with the goal of earning $5,000 per month. I'll link that video above. You can go take a look at it. In that video, I talked about very rarely do options get into trouble. As you can see, I have two positions here in trouble because the market moved 7% overnight. That is crazy. This is a significant move. And so this has put quite a problem in my account. So I need to clean this up as best I can. So here's the first thing I do. First of all, you don't panic. There's no need to panic. If I would have been awake during the day, this wouldn't have happened either. I use an app on my phone. I use CoinStats. And it just lets me know if the market moves, 3% or 4% in a given time period. And at that point in time, I can check my options positions. And 3 or 4%, I'm normally okay in most cases. 5%, if the market moves one direction, 5%, I usually know I've got something I got to adjust. When I saw 7% this morning, I was like, oh yeah, I got a mess I'm going to have to clean up. So I'm going to show you in this video how I do that. The goal is to recover my collateral. Is to do my best to make certain these trades don't end up being losers. Now, this is a significant move, so I don't know if I'm going to have a small loss or not. I'm going to show you exactly the steps I go through. The first thing you do is you don't panic, first of all. Take note of this collateral. So I've wrote it down, $9,865. I do have about $1,800 in buying power. That's going to help me. When I close out these positions, I'm going to get part of this back as well. How do we close out these positions? It's pretty simple. Normally, you can just click here. All you gotta do is come to calls, 3,700 on the 12th. Since I sold them, to get them back, I buy them. By the way, notice the delta. So we sold these deltas at below 0.15, but the market just moved. And if the delta and all that stuff, if that doesn't make sense to you, go back and watch this video. It might be a little bit more clear. So now I'm gonna close this position out, so I need to buy it back. Okay, I have two. As you can see, I'm gonna take some loss there. Good news is, by the way, I'm going to get most of my fee back because basically they do give you rewards in their Lyra token for your fees. If you want to check out Lyra, I'll put a link in the description. They're not sponsoring this video, by the way. This is just the platform that I use, but I'll put the link in the description. So I close that, come back here to portfolio. You can see that position's gone. I did lose part of my collateral. Don't worry, we're going to get that back. Collateral is the value of my account if everything was to expire worthless as they should. And so we have this one now. Click close. Okay, so we'll just come to calls. It usually pops up over here. I don't know if it's because I'm recording or whatnot. So again, we normally try to sell below 0.15. We want to adjust at 0.30, our delta. This is 0.36. So obviously it's gotten out of hand. Close this out. Max, we have 4. Now what we're going to do is we'll come back to our portfolio just to kind of take a look at everything. We'll take a look at where our collateral is now. So I have $9,250. Take our last collateral that we had before we closed the trades, plus minus 9,250 equals. So I have to try to earn back $615 in collateral by selling further out in the future. So what I'll do is I'll come back to options. Now, by the way, I see this one's in the red. Not too worried about it. That's a call for the 4,400 expiring on the 26th. Just to take a look at that on the 26th at 4,400. This one's still good. If it gets to 0.3, I'll adjust it. But right now, it's still pretty good. We're safe there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to sell options on both sides of the market. I got about $4,700 to work with. I should be pretty good. We'll have to wait and see. I got enough time frame to work with. I was selling those options I just closed out were on the 12th, so I've got several weeks to work with here. So we'll go to calls first. Remember when I adjust a trade in this video, I told you I like to sell on each side of the market. So I'll come here. Now I've got roughly $4,000 to work with, right here, $4,700 to work with. And let's see what I can get back. If I sell this one on the 12th, that's not going to be enough. I got to get back $615. Let me write that down. That's going to be a lot. This is a big move. Very rarely do I have to make this kind of adjustment, but it's okay. Remember the rules, by the way. Let me see if I can find them in this video. I want to sell 14 to 21 days out. I may have to go out further because this is such a big move. I'm going to sell 0.2 delta, and I want to sell on each side of the price. And the whole goal is to recover the collateral that I lost. Here we go. We went out to the 26th, and we are going to sell here. That wouldn't get it back. That's not going to get it back. Even if I sold 10 of these, it wouldn't get it back. So let me come out to the May 31st. I could sell 4. Let's see what we can do here. It's going to take up a significant amount of buying power. I'm going to make $344 right now if I sell that. I hate to be out that far, but I want to get my funds back, so we'll take it. 344. All right, so we sold those. So this is the amount of collateral we lost on closing out the earlier positions. This is what we're getting back, 271. Okay, so now let's go to our put side. We still have $2,700 worth of buying power. I would try not to use all of that, but I might have to. Let's see what happens if I come into 26th. The goal is to get your options to expire. I like to be closer to that 1 week mark, but obviously I can't do that here. So let me go out a little further, which is what I'm doing now. The 26th, that's not gonna do it. How much is that? 270. How much do I need to get back? That would barely do it. That would barely do it. And it's going to use up most of my buying power. Let me see where I'm at on my portfolio. What do I have that expires on the 12th? I'm going to have some funds expiring on the 12th. These should be pretty good. Okay, so I could do that on the 26th. Four gets me to 278, and that should get everything back. We needed to make up $271 of our collateral. We're going to get back 286 on this trade here. We went out and we are still at a 0.18. That just means that I have an 82% chance of this trade basically being successful. Let's go look at our collateral position. So originally, before we close out those previous trades, $9,865 in collateral. We just rolled those trades out further in the future, adjust those trades, and look, we actually got all of our collateral back, plus about $3 extra or whatever, $5 extra. And as you can see, these positions look a lot better right now. We'll just have to see how this works out. But statistically, again, I'm in a great position. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. Options trading is very complex initially, but the only way you learn is to just do it and watch videos like this over and over again. And when I started, I came over to Lyra and I just deposited, I think the first time I had $5,000, I just deposited $5,000 and I just sold one option. And I just watched sort of how it expired. I sold an option that was a week out. I would come over here and I would say, okay, we got a week out or maybe 2 weeks out. And then I would just come over to sell a put, and I just came up to even 0.10, 0.12 delta. That's a 90% chance of success. That's a 88% chance of success, roughly. I just sold it and just kind of watched it play out. You get comfortable with that, then you do it on both sides of the market. Sooner or later, you will see one of your positions get threatened. You're going to be fine. As long as you've got time, as long as you've got trades you can roll out to in the future and you got plenty of buying power, it's not going to be hard to fix that trade. And then it's just a matter of waiting. The great thing about this strategy, when the market's flatlined, it's not doing a whole lot, I'm making money. If the market goes up, I can still make money. It's just more difficult if the market skyrockets. If it like crashes up, so to speak, or crashes down, this is when Lyra gets in trouble. But I have another strategy that does really, really well. In fact, I've already made over $100 today on that strategy. I'll probably close out closer to $200. If you want to see what that strategy is, I'll put a video link at the end as well.